Namaste and welcome to Anchor the Light, part 2 for Monday. And before we start, let's ask for divine blessing, shall we? To the Divine Supreme God, Divine Father, Mother, to all the spiritual elders, holy masters, to all the saints of all traditions, archangels, holy angels, spiritual helpers, personally to my teacher, Master Choa Kok Sui, Mahal Guru Ji Mei Ling, we thank you for divine light, divine love, guidance, help, and wisdom. Thank you for blessing us with a loving heart, an intelligent mind, and a powerful will that we may be of service to others. We thank you in full faith, and so it is. So welcome. I know a lot of you joined me for the first session, and we're doing 2. For the ones who just joined us, every time we have UPW, we have several thousand people that join us. And so just want to give you the schedule. That's Monday, Wednesday, Friday, 10 a.m., 6 p.m. We do our best to share some spiritual insights and then do the meditation. So the earlier session is on happiness, and I hope that you are able to, study a little bit. The Dalai Lama said that happiness is not ready-made. It is something done with your actions, like you work on it. So watch the video. We went through in detail about that. Now, to just follow through with that, the second part here is also a proverb. In this case, a Japanese proverb. And it says, spilt water does not return to its container. So when you spill something, it does not go back to its container. You go, okay, well, that's obvious. But you see, the thing that you really have to realize, the metaphor about it, the metaphor is, if you want to be happy, realize that when things already happened, you cannot bring it back. So in other words, you want to be happy, you have to learn to be able to move forward. Or, I know you heard this 1,000 times, learn to move on. And I always share the story that my teacher actually taught me, not with just what he said, but how he responded to the situation. So many years ago, there's this person who wanted to meet with him, and it's an important meeting. So I was sitting with my teacher in the hotel room waiting for this guy to show up. And an hour go by, 2 hours go by, and my teacher is not the most patient person in the world. Okay? So we're going, what the heck is going on? How come he's not showing up? All right, 1 second. Some people say it's not loading. All right, it should be loading. Oh, okay. Yeah, some people in other. 1 second. I apologize. There's only 3 of us here, me, myself, and I, to make this thing work. All right. It's supposed to go to Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube simultaneously. Supposedly. Is it working? Is it working? Is it working? It's supposed to be working. Okay. Anyway, the story is very simple. So we were sitting in the hotel waiting for him, and this guy never showed up. So I remember my teacher said, okay, let's go eat. So we left. The following day, we found out that the guy went to Disneyland with his girlfriend and completely forgot about it, did not even apologize. So my emotions were fuming. I was like, can't believe this. This guy does not respect your time. He went ahead and made the appointment and was really enthusiastic, but never showed up and didn't even apologize. I looked at my teacher. He said, hey, nobody's perfect. Let the matter pass. After that, he never talked about it again. I'm going, that's it? Aren't you going to say something? And you scream and yell? Well, I didn't say it that way, but I watched my teacher and he was calm. He says, well, anyway, people make mistakes. Let's move on. And guess what he does? I noticed that he gives everybody an opportunity to prove themselves. If they don't, he makes notes, says, okay, this person is not reliable. And he moves on. He doesn't get emotional about it. He doesn't go crazy. He just says, anyway, everybody makes mistakes. Let the matter pass. Let the matter pass. Those powerful 3 words have made a huge difference in my life. And I know a lot of you that are watching us for all these years since the pandemic started, that's where we started, that has been something that allowed you to be happy. Because oftentimes what happens? I can't let it go. That's your problem. I can't help it. That's your problem. I'm not going to disguise it. I'm not going to sugarcoat it. Well, that's the challenge. It's not a challenge. It's just simply wrong. You're going to hold on to something, you suffer. Period. Full stop. No excuses. I remember one of the things I learned when I was in Bhutan, when I was traveling. Anyway, without going through all the details, one of the things I learned there was simple as you cannot control everything that happens outside of you. However, you have the ability to control what happens inside of you. Translation, you have the choice what to do and how to respond to every external circumstance. You choose to hold on, you choose to suffer, nobody to blame but yourself. I know, some people go, hey, I didn't expect that, so it's supposed to have loving teaching. Okay, if you're new to this channel, we tell it like it is. We don't sugarcoat. As much as it's not comfortable, one thing my teacher always taught me is, very simply, ruthless self-honesty. Ruthless self-honesty. You cannot do that. It's simply you're lying to yourself. Yeah, but you don't understand, you know, I went through this and went through that. Yeah, who hasn't gone through anything? Everybody has. It's what you do with it. Stop playing the victim to circumstances and everything around. You, the soul, the spiritual self, at any given time, have the ability to choose how you think, how you talk, how you feel, and how you act. Nobody's perfect. Just like we're not perfect, right? So when people do things we don't want, we're not happy with it, you can hold on to it and suffer for the rest of your life. You can say, okay, I've learned the lesson. Let me move on. I know this person is not reliable, or this person is not someone that I can rely on for certain things to be done. Let this matter pass, move on. Learn the lesson, move on. See, the mistake some people say, okay, let's move on and just forget about it. That's not what we're saying. We do our best to, look at my hand, extract the lesson from the experience and just move on. Move on. The ability to let matters pass so you can move on with your life, it's one of the skills that everyone has to learn. Otherwise, you're going to suffer. And the only thing you're going to do is your mind is going to give excuses left and right. Well, I can't help it because, that's it. And that story keeps playing and playing and playing until you hit a wall and you go, I'm not getting anywhere with this stupid thing. Move on. So the question is, are you going to wait for you to hit your head in the wall before you move on? Or are you going to say, okay, I got it. What is the lesson? Extract it, move forward. That's why I love it. You know, when this Japanese proverb says, spilled water, you know, when water already spilled, it doesn't return to its container. It's already spilled. You know, what's that American saying? Don't cry over spilled milk or something like that. Same thing. It's already spilled. I wish there's like, you know, on the computer, undo. So far as I know, it doesn't work that way. So what happens? You go, okay, this is what happened. Deal with it, move forward. That's that. Very simple teachings. And, you know, you can sit there and read 1,000 holy books, but if you can't get through this, it's a waste of time. Thank you. Don't cry over spilled milk. What if you don't drink dairy? Just kidding. All right. All right. So just remember that. Learn to let matters pass. You can do that. You have one of the keys to happiness. And as difficult as it is when you go through life, you know, yeah, you know, I did my best, but other people don't do their part. Exactly. So, what are you trying to tell me? It's the same conclusion. You can control it. How you respond, you can't control other people, right? So, if they disappoint you, move forward. Finish. What's there to discuss? Just learn the lesson. Okay, this person's reliable, this person's not reliable, this situation happens, it's good, it's bad, whatever. Extract, literally, suck out the experience, retain it, move on to the next thing. Otherwise, you suffer. I've known people, somebody's hurt them 30 years ago, and they're still pissed off. I'm looking at this person and go, okay, whatever. You choose to suffer. Now, before we do our meditation, I just want to share with you one of the teachings of Theosophy. It was written, I believe, by Annie Besant, one of the teachers. This is 200-300 years ago. She said, the ability to forget, I'm paraphrasing, is actually a blessing. Because if you have perfect memory, as in you remember every little detail of every experience you've ever had, you hope that your memories are all good. But we go through life, ups and downs. Now imagine if you remember every little detail and it's in your consciousness 24 hours a day. That's hell. So the ability to forget can actually be a blessing. Now, I'm going to share something. This part might trigger some of you, but ask me if I care. It is what it is. I remember my teacher said something many years ago. He said, when a person is so emotionally, mentally attached to the material things in their life, the good and not so good, when the pain is so intense, the attachment is so strong, sometimes the soul, listen carefully, I know some of you are new, this is going to be pretty far out, but this is how we talk, we tell it like it is. The soul will actually make the body forget. You go, whoa, that's a defense mechanism. I'm not talking about psychological defense mechanism. I'm talking about the soul will let the body develop certain ailments like dementia or Alzheimer's. So it is a defense mechanism, but not on the psychological level, but on the spiritual level. Because that soul is so attached to the pain, at some point the higher soul or the higher spiritual self will say, enough suffering, let certain ailments manifest, so that person will forget. I know some of you go, what? I'm just telling you what I was taught. I remember my teacher saying that, and at first I was like shocked. I go, what? He said, yeah. Sometimes when there's so much attachment, the soul chooses to, instead of forgetting and letting go, holds on to something and continues to suffer. The higher soul will say, okay, enough is enough. This person cannot let matter pass. The only thing it could happen to lower the suffering level, I'm paraphrasing, okay, is to actually have certain ailments manifest. Because when a person has dementia, Alzheimer's, or one of those ailments, they forget. Make sense? So the way I was taught by my teachers, better that you choose to forgive, let go, and move on, than it's something that has to happen just to preserve the body from suffering. And I heard that, I go, okay, move on. Now, this teaching is very simple, super, super simple. Most of you know about it already. But as I always said, you know it. The question is, do you remember to practice it? Otherwise, look, I'm not saying anything new. You can search it up in the internet. You can add ChatGPT. You can do all this stuff. The question is, do we have the awareness? Okay? The awareness to be able to practice it at the appropriate time. If you can't, waste of time. You go, what do you mean waste of time? I learned it, I studied. Are you practicing it? If not, it's useless. Complete waste of time. That's that. Very simple. So write this down. You R, P, M. Just write those down. This just to help you remember. URPM. That means when a certain teachings come to us, through life, through our teachers, number one, you have to understand the lesson. Understand it. What is being taught? Understand it and know it. Then afterwards, remember it at the right time. So you know this teaching about learning to move on, let the matter pass. That's great. So the question is, will you remember to practice it at the appropriate time? You know this, but somebody's screaming, yelling at you, things don't go your way, you lose it, you scream and yell too. Then useless. You know it, but you never use it. So the key is, one, you understand what's being shared, the teachings. Number two, remember it at the appropriate time. That's R. P is to practice it. And the last one, eventually, we master it. Now, there are different levels of mastery. One level of mastery is, okay, when things happen, you remember to practice it. Then you remember to practice it. In other words, you will recall, okay, I have to learn to move on. That's practicing. That's good, right? Mastery comes when you don't have to tell yourself anymore. So a certain situation happened, you dealt with it, move forward. That's it. You mastered it. You don't have to remind yourself, okay, let me see. I have to be aware that let the matter pass. I'm not going to let it affect me. I'm going to move forward. Okay? That's mastery. Because it becomes already part of you. It's part of you. You don't have to remind yourself. Now, if you can't remember, all right, it's muted. You guys can't hear? I thought I have the microphone on. All right, let's do this. Maybe the battery ran out. Okay, we're back again, unless you want to learn by telepathy. So, again, understand. Number two, remember it at the right time. Practice it immediately and eventually master it. So just in case that did not, the sound didn't go through, let me repeat it again. This is how you know you've mastered it. When a situation happened, you don't have to remind yourself, I have to learn to let things go. I have to move on. That means it's good. You're remembering it and you're practicing it. Mastery comes when situation happens, you dealt with it, you move forward. You don't have to say, I have to remember the teaching. You don't have to do that because it's already part of you. It becomes second nature. Then you know you've mastered it. That's it. It's simple. Okay? So, let's meditate. Let's ask for blessings first to the Divine Supreme God, Divine Father, Mother, to all the spiritual elders, holy masters, saints, archangels, holy angels, spiritual helpers. Personally, to my teacher, Master Tokok Sui Mahaguju Mailing, we humbly ask for divine light, love, guidance, healing, help, and divine protection. We thank you in full faith, and so it is. Now, usually what we try to do is we do meditation twin hearts on the earlier session, and the second session, we do the great invocation. Both meditations allow us to be instruments and channels to bless the earth with peace, love, healing, guidance, protection, all the good stuff. All right, so put your hands like this. Be aware of your heart and your crown. Stop typing, because if you're typing, you're not meditating. I am that I am. I'm not the body. I'm not the emotion or the thoughts. I am the soul. I am a spiritual being of divine intelligence, divine love, and divine power. I am that. The soul, the spiritual self. I am a spiritual being of divine intelligence that allows me to regulate my thoughts. I am a spiritual being of divine love that allows me to regulate my feelings. I am a spiritual being of divine will and power to regulate the actions and the movements of this body. I am that. That I am. Okay, just be still. I am connected in one to my higher soul. I am connected in one to the divine spirit in me. I am a child of God. I'm one with God. I'm one with all. There's only oneness. Just be still. Now imagine all of us are beings of light inside the big bright sun, just looking out into the solar system. We're going to focus on Mother Earth. Open your hands in blessing. Just look at the earth. Picture the earth the size of a little ball in front of us. Let's chant Om 3 times. Om, Om, Om. From the point of light within the mind of God, let light stream forth into the minds of every person, every being. Let light descend on earth. From the point of love within the heart of God, let love stream forth into the hearts of every person, every being. Let love descend on earth. May God's messenger of love return to earth. From the center where the will of God is known, let divine purpose guide the wills of every person, every being, the purpose which the Holy Masters and the spiritual hierarchy know and serve. Let goodwill and the willingness to do good return to earth. So be it. Let goodwill and the will to do good manifest throughout the entire earth. From the center which we call the human race, let the plan of love and light work out, and may it seal the door where any evil dwells. Let light, love, and power descend throughout the entire earth. Let light, love, and power manifest the divine plan on earth. So be it. Then just be still and just allow ourselves to be channels and pipelines to bless the earth with divine intelligence, divine love, and divine willpower. Just be still. Again, from the point of light within the mind of God, let light stream forth into the minds of every person, every being. Let light descend on earth. From the point of love within the heart of God, let love stream forth into the hearts of every person, every being. Let love descend on earth. May God's messenger of love return to earth. From the center where the will of God is known, let divine purpose guide the wills of every person, every being, the purpose which the Holy Masters and the spiritual hierarchy know and serve. Let goodwill and the willingness to do good descend throughout the entire earth. From the center which we call the human race, let the plan of love and light work out, and may it seal the door where any evil dwells. Let light, love, and power descend throughout the entire earth. Let light, love, and power restore and manifest the divine plan on earth. So be it. Just be still and let the blessings flow through you. Just keep your tongue on the roof of your mouth. Now, just imagine a brilliant sun floating above your head, just a miniature brilliant light. Put your entire attention and awareness on that brilliant light. The rest will be done for you. Just look at that light. From the point of light within the mind of God, let light stream forth into the minds of every person, every being. Let light descend on earth. From the point of love within the heart of God, let love stream forth into the hearts of every person, every being. Let love descend on earth. May God's messenger of love return to earth. From the center where the will of God is known, let divine purpose guide the wills of every person, every being, the purpose which the Holy Masters know and serve. Let goodwill and the willingness to do good return to earth. From the center which we call the human race and all the different races, let the plan of love and light work out, and may it seal the door where any evil dwells. Let light, love, and power descend throughout the entire earth. Let light, love, and power restore and manifest the divine plan on earth. Now, so be it. Be still. Om. Om. Now just lower your hands. Maintain your awareness on that brilliant light above your head. Stay there. Meditate on the inner peace and the inner stillness. Be still will increase the energy level. Just be receptive. Om. Ahum. Om. Ahum. Om. Ahum. Be still. Be aware of the inner stillness. And just simply let go. Now. Gently, slowly, come back to your body. Gently move your fingers, move your toes. Gently and slowly come back. Raise your hands in blessing again. Let's just release the excess energies our bodies cannot absorb. So picture the earth in front of you with all the people you love. Fill them with golden light. May all of them be blessed with good health, with much happiness, with abundance and prosperity, and spiritual oneness. So be it. May all be blessed without exception. Now be aware of your feet and the base of your spine. Project golden light downwards. Fill the earth below you with golden light and repeat after me. Let our beloved Mother Earth be blessed with divine light, divine love, and divine power. Let our beloved Mother Earth be healed, regenerated, and revitalized. Blessings be to all. So be it. Okay, let's give thanks to the Divine Supreme One, Divine Father, Mother. Thank you to all the spiritual elders, holy masters, saints, archangels, holy angels, spiritual helpers. Personally, to my teacher, Master Choka Sui Mahaguju Mailing, thank you in full faith, and so it is. All right, I hope you liked the special sauce. We just cranked up the energy a little bit, and the teachings now are actually connected to the ones we did earlier. And some of you might be wondering, well, how come we didn't do Meditation Twin Hearts? This one you did the Great Invocation. Both have their place. Meditation Twin Hearts awakens the love aspect of the soul. When you do the Great Invocation, it awakens the will, the intelligence, the love aspect of the soul. The ability to move forward when things don't go your way is an act of will. It's not an act of love. Some people go, it's love. It's not love. It's just like when you move your arm, love is not involved. Thinking is not involved, you just move your arm. So the ability to move forward in your life requires will. And if you don't exercise that will, guess what happens? You become a victim of it. As simple as that. There's no way around it. Short of someone having a psychological or, brain damage of something that prevents them from being able to move on, everybody can do it. You just have to, one, understand the teachings. You are a spiritual being of divine intelligence. You're able to understand what's going on, right? You're a spiritual being of divine love. The love aspect allows you to have the intensity of feeling to move forward, and the will, as Tony says, to take massive action. That's it. Understand the teachings, remember it, practice it at the right time, so it becomes second nature to you. It now becomes part of you. It's ingrained in your consciousness. Certain situation happen, you just do it. That's mastering it. That's it. Namaste, everyone. Thank you very much for joining us. And we will see you on Friday. That's right? Yeah. Today's Wednesday. So on Friday, we do emotional healing and prosperity healing. Both are equally important. So we'll see you then. Namaste. Thank you. Thank you for your comments. And please share this with as many people as possible. Just in case you forgot, we leave the teachings online so you can go back, study it again, rewind, fast forward, slow it down if you don't understand my English, whatever you want to do. We leave it there. That way you can understand it deeper, you help you remember, and keep practicing it. So we'll see you then. And just to remind you, the teaching today is spilled water does not return to its container. You want to be happy, move on. Deal with it, move on. Extract the lesson, move on. Okay? Monday, Wednesday, Friday, 10 a.m., 6 p.m. God bless, take good care. We'll see you then.